Hello 7v7s, how are you? This is a special occasion given that this video is directed for my physics class, most specifically to my teacher, Romel Miranda. What I'm gonna do on this video is cover the energy interactions that we learned in class. I'm gonna make it in the most entertaining way possible so you guys can enjoy it just as much as I did while doing it. As I'm recording this though, I come to think, okay, but the deal here is, with what example do I start? And how do I do them? Okay, Macy, here's the deal. You help me do the first example, and I'll give you a cookie. You agree? How to do a contact push-pull interaction. Step 1. Taunt your dog. Okay, so right here, I don't know if it's visible on the camera or not. As you can see, she is pulling on her way using her teeth, while me, on the other hand, and you know, it's actually ironic because I'm actually using my hand, I'm pulling as well, and this creates a pull interaction. We're both applying force in opposite directions, as you can see, and you can see she's doing it more ferociously as the time goes on. This is also another example of friction interaction, because you see, if there wasn't any friction happening, oh god, this dog is strong. If there wasn't any friction interaction, I wouldn't be able to hold this because my hand would just slip. Okay, I think that's enough. It's time for her treat. Alright, Maisie, here's your payment. Just to put it a little bit into perspective, let me show you a graph to explain to you what just happened. So if you take a look at the footage, you will see that I'm exerting strength and force on the toy, making me the force giver. I'm pulling and holding the dog toy away. This means that I'm gonna be losing a lot of energy on my noodle arm muscles. At the same time though, you are gonna need frictions for this to happen, because otherwise my hand would just slip. The interaction that is happening between me and my dog is contact push-pull interaction, and this is done through the toy. On the other side of the ring, we have my dog, Macy. She is biting and pulling the toy away from me. This increases tension in her mouth and at the end of the toy. Now, besides the friction that she has to have on her teeth and on her paws on the floor so she doesn't slip away, she also has a grip on the toy thanks to her teeth. Okay, that is one example, but now I need a couple more if I want to make it to the 5 minutes of the assignment. So, what else can I do, Macy? What do you think I should do? Oh, that's a great idea! Amigos, let me introduce you to my really good winter friend, the heater. Well, I have a heater right here. It's about as old as I am, basically, but it has a really cool function, which is, who would have thought, warming the temperature of the entire room. But this happens through a process that not many people think about. There are two ways you can look at this. You can look at it as a heat interaction or as an electric circuit interaction. For example, I know it's a bit too dark over there, but if you take a closer look at the heater when it's on, you will see that it's emanating a lot of warmth air. Just to give you a sense of what just happened right now, this is the heat interaction graph. First, we have the electric heater, which is in this case the energy giver. The temperature remains high in this experiment because the heater was still plugged on during the footage. Because of this, the continuous electricity supply doesn't stop. Then the interaction is thermal energy, of course, and it's translated, or transferred I should say, to the energy receiver, which is the surroundings or air in the room. This makes the temperature increase, and that is why I can survive on winter. Now, the only difference that there would be if I unplug the heater during the footage is that the energy giver would still be the electric heater. However, instead of having a constant heating temperature, the temperature would slowly decrease. Therefore, it would be giving up thermal energy of its own to transfer it into the air in the room. Okay, you may have realized that I changed clothes and everything, and that's mainly because I had been trying to come up with a third idea to represent the assignment. And it just crossed my mind. The answer was always in front of me, and it's a game that many of you guys play as well. If you take a look at this clip, you will see that the UFO is sliding on the ground. There are particles forming out of the collision as well. What is happening right here, you might ask? Well, for the purposes of the video, what's happening right here is a thermal interaction and a kinetic interaction. Or I should say, contact push-pull interaction. In other words, assuming that geometry dash follows reality laws, the moment the UFO makes contact with the ground, they start rubbing against each other. This happens because the surfaces are resisting each other from sliding. The energy transfer happening right here is thermal energy. This happens because when they start colliding against each other, the kinetic energy turns into thermal energy. I'm a little bit done doing graphs, so I'm just gonna explain it with my own words. The UFO is the energy giver. The ground is the energy receiver. Why, you might ask? Well, the UFO is the force that is coming in and it's actually providing kinetic energy since the UFO is the one moving. The moment the UFO starts hitting the ground, that's when its kinetic energy gets turned into thermal energy. Therefore, the UFO loses kinetic energy and the ground gains thermal energy. And this also affects the environment of the game, assuming again that it follows IRL rules. The surroundings would then become hotter because of the thermal increase. I know the video doesn't really show the UFO is slowing down, and that is because the game is about that, about going forward. And that's what I hope everybody here keeps doing. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I hope my teacher likes the video as well and I get 100. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, maybe on the next stream, or maybe on the next video. Who knows? I'll see you again. Bye.